Now, let's turn to our friend Reverend Pinkney in Michigan. Now, we hope to do. Reverend, are you there?
I'm here.
Wonderful. Look, we have to do 3 things, and we got a little bit less than 10 minutes. We want to hear, what did you accomplish in Los Angeles? What are you planning for Baltimore? And what does it look like there in Michigan in the fight against Snyder and the emergency managers and the austerity policies?
Well, let me start with Benton Harbor and the dictator himself.
Great.
Here we have a new emergency manager, Tony Saunders. He took over for Joseph Harris. Joseph Harris was actually ran out of town, and he was ran out of town by Whirlpool Corporation. They went to the governor, the guy who actually wrote the bill, went to the governor and told the governor that they wanted Joseph Harris removed. Now, this is a major setback for them because, remember, this guy Al Pachoka, he wrote the bill. But he went to the governor and told the governor that Joseph Harris must leave. He had done such a horrible job. Matter of fact, the city is worse off now than it's ever been. And we are in dire. But here's what happened. Just recently, they introduced a new dictator, the emergency manager. And the people from Whirlpool and some of the community who supported him came in and was dancing, thinking that Tony Sanders, the new emergency manager, was going to straighten the city out. He's only going to do what the governor allowed him to do. He's not coming in with any extra money. Matter of fact, we're so bad off now that I don't even know what's going to happen next. But we continue this fight because we're going to get rid of Tony Sanders also. He's on his way out, and he just got here.
Good for you, Reverend. That's the spirit.
Oh, absolutely. And we just want people to know that this emergency manager is coming to your home next because remember this, they have trained 175 emergency managers here in the state of Michigan already. So we have to be prepared mentally to deal with this because even in, I believe it's Stanton, Pennsylvania, they're also talking about, and it's Canton, New Jersey. Those places are also on the hit list according to some people. Well, let me get into the NAACP, the Image Award.
Please do.
The Image Award was tremendous. We had a tremendous time out there. So some of the stuff that was going on was so incredible. We had the whole building surrounded. I mean, it was like if Harry Belafonte got in, he had to see us. And Harry Belafonte, you can look on the internet and listen to what he said in reference to the NAACP. He basically was telling the NAACP that you have been silenced for too long. And then also that you are responsible for some of the stuff that's happening. He also indicated in his speech, as we have been saying for all these, for the last, maybe a year or so, that the NAACP is out of touch with the community. One of the things that we accomplished that was so amazing, one of the ladies who was going in, her and her fiance or husband, whoever he was, her sister and her cousin, all of them was going into the Image Awards. And after we got through explaining to them in reference to the NAACP and why we was out protesting, they took their tickets and tore them up and refused to go in. And I thought that was a tremendous. These are tickets that they paid for and was not given to freely. So basically what we're doing now, we're staying focused, we're showing them what we're capable of doing, and we're taking this thing to a whole different level. And number 3, which is even far more important, we're going to be in Washington April the 3rd. And we're going to go to the House and to the Senate, and we're going to demand that the NAACP 501c3 nonprofit status be revoked. We want it revoked. We want to make sure that we also going to picket the NAACP in Washington, D.C. On that day. Then on the 4th, we're going down to the national headquarters. That is the assassination, the 45th anniversary of the assassination of Martin Luther King. And we plan to be right in front of the NAACP letting them know that we don't appreciate what they're doing and what they're doing to our community and to the people.
All right, so April 3rd in Washington, D.C., that sounds like a day of lobbying. That sounds interesting.
Yes, absolutely. Matter of fact, we plan to lobby to make sure they understand that we want a complete and a thorough investigation of the NAACP and to find out exactly what's really going on with them, because they have allowed our community. What they have done to our community has been incredible, and they really don't support the black community at all.
So if I understand now, the speech from Harry Belafonte that I think people know, right? He's associated with causes. He basically says, start fighting for something, you guys, right?
Right. That's basically what he was telling them. And the camera was directly on Ben Jealous as he was speaking, and he looked like he could have crawled right underneath the chair.
Do we have the speech of Harry Belafonte on the Internet or something like that?
It's on the Internet. Also, Sidney Poitier said some very kind words also. Jamie Foxx said something. They said that was, I don't know what he was talking about. He was, I think he mentioned he didn't deserve this award, and something about the NAACP done something. I don't know what he was saying. He had mentioned the NAACP, but somebody said it sounded okay, so I don't know what that means. But there was other people also, Kerry Washington and a few other people actually mentioned the NAACP and their lack of work in the community. So that all came out on the program, and which was pretty interesting, because I would never think that you receive an award that you would also blast the person that's giving you the award.
Yes, of course, it's an extreme situation. I'm glad to hear that he spoke up.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, what he did, was so tremendous, but we was out there. We was in their face. I mean, when people came in, the celebrities, they had us fenced off, but they was able to see our signs, and which was so good. Even if they snuck in through another entrance, they would have to see some of us, because like I said, we had the whole building surrounded. Nobody could get in without seeing us.
Okay.
So I think we accomplished quite a bit on this day. I think it was so tremendous. It also let the world know that we're serious about what we're doing. We want to hold the NAACP accountable for their actions and their inaction. And we're demanding that Ben Jealous resign, including the board, and allow the members to elect the president and the board members.
All right, so the new leadership, a new way to elect them, and I believe an audit also is part of that.
Oh, absolutely. We must have that audit. That's when the IRS comes in, and also when we're going to go to the Republican Party, because I know that they're going to be happy to hear that somebody's fighting against the NAACP.
Well,
and especially with a little authority behind us.
That sounds very interesting. So April the 3rd, I guess we have some people in the area here, and I guess you're gonna put out a press release pretty soon so we can send it around. And a few people go a long way in that kind of work.
Absolutely, and I appreciate that too, because we got to continue this fight regardless.
Okay, Reverend. The music tells us that we're done. We've run out of time for this week. The computer is pitiless, so we have to let you go. We'll talk to you in a week or two about the organizing process. But April 3rd in Washington, April 4th in Baltimore, and that sounds like a very interesting day of lobbying.
Everybody have a good day. Remember, April the 3rd and 4th.
Okay, we'll be in touch, Reverend. Thank you very much. Best of luck, and get a lot done in the meantime. And we're World Crisis Radio here, and we'll be back next week. With the results, among other things, of the Italian elections and an update on the conclave.